bungle. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you're having a great day. Today we are going over the Kurzer 8cm Granatwerfer 42, and apologize, I don't speak German well. We're going over this review as a high tier, high reward for Germany in the Battle of Berlin campaign. Now diving down to the overview, you may be asking yourself, bungle, well, how do you get this squad? Well, you get this mortar at level 36. This is part of the mortar class, so keep in mind that only a mortar class trooper can equip this weapon. Now, if you decide to buy more, it's going to cost you 3 silver orders. So diving down to the performance, real question is, bungle, how does this mortar perform? Is it good? Is it bad? Well, starting off right away with its capability. If you use this on a mortar trooper using this stock, it's going to carry 5 rounds into combat. It carries an 81.4mm shell. And we talk about the shell's performance, it suffers the same thing as its Soviet's counterpart, where it has bad airtime, bad uptime, and from my testing, from my gameplay, have bad area of effect damage and performance compared to smaller caliber munitions. For whatever reason, it performs very, very bad. Another factor to note too is that this can't pen tanks. If you're shooting this at tanks, it will not go through the roof of a T-34, IS-1, IS-2, etc. Another thing to note too, that this is only available to the mortar trooper squad. For whatever reason, this unlock does not allow you to have a mortar trooper 2 class, so that way you can have 2 mortar squads in combat. For whatever reason, you're only limited to using the default mortar trooper squad that you unlock earlier in the campaign. Keep in mind with that squad, you can equip up to 2 mortar troopers. Our recommendation here is to always throw in as many engineers as you can to increase the performance of the squad. But keep in mind, the engineers are going to be limited to the factor that every time you build an ammo box, if you replenish those mortar rounds, it's going to consume that entire box. Now diving down to, is it worth it? The answer is no. In my opinion, I think that the Kurzer 8cm Granatwerfer 42 is bugged. The performance of the 81.4mm round is, in my opinion, worse, if not close to trying to be on par with smaller caliber mortar rounds that are currently in Enlisted. So right now, as an unlock, definitely not worth picking up. I think this is definitely bugged. I'm surprised that they missed the ball by doing, they should have done a Trooper 2 class, right? A Mortar Trooper 2 class. That way you have 2 mortar squads, because right now, currently, the only mortar squad you get is the one you unlock earlier in the campaign. And then you have to go and switch it out with the BM41 to have those soldiers use it. And then you're limited to 2 of those soldiers. And keep in mind too, you have to have 2 engineers in the squad to make it at least somewhat competitive. Same with the ammo boxes being used every time you have to refill. It's kind of frustrating with that as well. And you have to keep in mind, why they did this is because if you look at, some footage that I'll have here, this used to be how the mortar trooper used to be in Enlisted, where you could just sit back, spam mortar rounds, and then quickly reload using your engineer. And there really wasn't a limit into how long you could do that for. It was actually, in my opinion, it was fair because it was rewarding the gameplay of you providing indirect fire to your team and suppressing an enemy pushing on an objective, or helping your team attack an objective and get the enemy off of it. But for whatever reason, there was a lot of backlash in the community about the mortar class being OP, needs to be nerfed, etc. So as a result, we kind of see the performance in it now with the BM41. So I would not recommend picking this up, and hopefully this could be something that could be looked into as a bug. Other than that, if you reached this point of the video, new viewer, possibly new subscriber, I hope today is the day that I earn your subscription. Every sub and massive like button does help me with YouTube algorithm, returning viewer, and let me know your thoughts. Other than that, I hope you all have a great day, and thanks for stopping by. Take care.